right? So today we are going to discuss a real-time scenario on customer exits, right? So we have a standard T code called VL06IF. VL06IF. So let me see what exactly it is, right? This is a list of inbound deliveries. So far, we know the T code of deliveries. What is the T code for deliveries? Any one of you?
VL01N.
VL01N,
Yeah, it
VL02N,
is VL01N,
VL03N.
02N, 03N. Ideally, if we have observed it properly, that is outbound delivery. Oh, is it, sir? Yeah. First, let me execute this particular standard T code. So, guys, this particular scenario that you are gonna keep in your resumes, please pay little attention here, right? So now I'm just trying to execute the T code, and for this particular data and all, so I'm not getting any output. So now what is this delivery date? So I just remove this. So from the starting onwards till 14th of February 2024. I just want to see what are all the inbound deliveries. See here, you can see many deliveries, right? So this is delivery number. And now let me copy this particular delivery number. And first let me open this in the T code, which you have mentioned sometime back, VL03N. Okay. This is not the delivery. If you have really observed it, this is the VL03N or 02N for change, GN, VL01N for create, right? All those T codes are for outbound deliveries. But here it is clearly saying that inbound deliveries. Oh, okay. So then what is the T code for inbound deliveries, sir? Yes, we have the T code, and the T code is VL31N, 32N, 33N, 31N for creation, 32N for change, 33N for display. So guys, please try to make a note of it. VL33N is the delivery number, is the T code to see or to create or to change this one. See here, it gets opened. You observe this, right? Right. The point here that I'm talking is today we are discussing about list of inbound deliveries T code and what was the requirement and how we have to implement the code and all. We'll try to complete this scenario today. Sir, I have a doubt, sir. So for outbound deliveries, we have the table LIKP and LIPS, both header table and item table. What about the table for inbound deliveries? Did you get that question?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Even for inbound deliveries also, the table remains same. In LIKP and LIPS only, we can find even the inbound deliveries as well. Oh, is it? Yeah. First, let me execute it, and this is the delivery number. And if I say execute, yes, see, even this particular delivery number is also available in the same table. Either it is inbound delivery or outbound delivery, table remains same. Of course, LIKP is for header information, LIPS is for item information. Right. So then, sir, I have a doubt, sir. The way how we saw in the previous sessions, right? Like in VBAK itself, we can find inquiries, we can find quotations, we can find even the orders as well. But there is a field called VBTYP, which decides whether that is an inquiry or quotation or order. In the same way, in LIKP, do we have any fields which can tell me whether it can be what exactly the document is? Sometimes it could be inbound delivery, sometimes it could be outbound delivery. Do we have any fields, sir? Yes, the field is LFART. LFART, nothing but delivery type. Okay, fine. Let me go back. So LFART, this decides what exactly the type of the document. Type of the document as in sometimes it could be outbound delivery, sometimes it could be inbound delivery also. So now let me double click on this domain. You can definitely find the value table. Right. So for inbound delivery, we will have EL. EL nothing but shipping notification. Oh, is it? EL nothing but shipping notification. Where is E? Yeah, shipping notification. So frankly speaking, What do you mean by inbound delivery? Let's say I am the vendor and you are my customer. I have sent my items to you. I have done my outbound delivery to you. The moment when I do my outbound delivery, yes, the shipping starts and you will be in a position to receive the items after a couple of after a few days, right? The moment when you receive the items, few people will call it as shipping notification, meaning, yes, I have received the shipping. I have received the delivery. Few people will call it as inbound delivery at customer end, or few people will call it as shipping notification. Yes, the notification has been sent to the vendor that, hey, we have received the items. Guys, do you understand my point?
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. So if it is outbound delivery, we will have LF. If it is inbound delivery, we will have EL at the LFART field, which is delivery type field. Yeah, this is the first point that I'm trying to convey here. And the next point is, yes, the moment when I execute the standard T code VL06IF, right? So if I give some date like this, right, I may or I may not get the data because from this date to this date, we don't have any data. We don't have any data. So that is the reason I just keep it as blank and say execute. So this is a standard report. Now here I have delivery, delivery date, vendor and name of the vendor. And of course you can select this and you can even find the details. Meaning here you could able to see only 4 fields, right? Like delivery, delivery date, vendor, vendor name. If you click on details, you can find like few more fields information, like when it got created and what is the net weight of this and who is the vendor and name of the vendor, like location of the vendor, who created it. So some information that you can see. If at all you want to go for the item details, yeah, you can just select the row, respective row, and click on item details. So here you can find few more information, and even here also you can find the details. Here you can find more details with respect to items. Guys, you get my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. So now this particular delivery has been created with reference to this particular purchase document. So basically, I am the vendor, the guy who sell the item. Customer, the guy who purchase the items. Right. That is the basic concept, right? Like let me. This is a vendor, is a customer. Vendor, customer, right? This guy has sent the items from here to here. Definitely, this is what inbound delivery and this is what outbound delivery. This is what I'm trying to say here. Outbound delivery. This is what inbound delivery, right? So this particular outbound delivery will be created with reference to sales document. Guys, try to understand the business here. So once he has created the sales, meaning this is what I'm selling to you. So with reference to sales document, he will definitely create the outbound delivery. This is a customer, no? Definitely with reference to this particular document will be created with reference to what?
Purchase. Okay.
Exactly. This
Purchase
is very
doc-
important.
purchase doc-
So basically this guy has requested few items. That is what purchase order. Based on this purchase order, this guy has created the sales order. And now this guy has started his delivery, outbound delivery. This guy has received the inbound delivery. Right. So always purchase document is the reference document for inbound delivery. Sales order is the reference document for outbound delivery. So you got my point, right? So that is the reason here we have reference document. Right. Just go back, double click on this delivery number, click on it. See, these are all temporary systems, right? So it will be like this only. So this particular sales, purchase order item does not exist, or it might have been archived or something like that. See, though you click on the delivery number in VL06IF, it will be navigated to the same transaction code VL33M, right? I hope you understand it. Now we are at VL06IF. The moment when I click on this delivery number, it is being navigated to the T code. I hope you clearly observe this, right? Now the requirement is, this is my output. In this particular output, client has requested me to add 2 more fields in the output. Oh, is it? In this particular program, in this particular output, client has requested me to add 2 more fields in the output. So this is my requirement. How can you achieve it? So now for this, we will go with the concept of customer exit. Now, yesterday we discussed it, right? How to find the customer exit and how to implement the customer exit. These are the 2 points that we have to keep in our minds when we talk about customer exits, right? First one is how to find it. Next one is how to find it and how to implement. This is what you have to do. So how to find it? What is the T code to find it?
S mod.
Yes,
S
mod.
mod. And C mod is the T code to implement the customer exit, right? So first, let me go back to the transaction code. SC93. This is what exactly we have done yesterday. VL06IF. So let me take this and click on display, and this is my package, right? Take this package, and of course, even you can click on the program and you can click on this one attributes, even that also fine. But yeah, I got the package. Right now, just go back to SMOT code. Information systems, package, enter. So now I have got almost 17 exits. I have got 17 exits, out of which one is suitable for my requirement? I need to find it out, and I need to find it out and I need to implement it. Right? It is not like, okay, definitely you will have the customer exit for your requirement. Like any one of these will suit for your requirement. No, even we cannot provide the guarantee also on the same. No, there are more chances that any one of these particular exit can fulfill our requirement, but sometimes no, even that is also not the case, right? With my experience, and even if you Google it, it will definitely give you the result, something like that, right? So this is the proper exact exit which will fulfill my requirement. Now this is my exact exit which will fulfill my requirement. So of course, as we discussed yesterday, like if we get more than one exit, so how to confirm which exit is suitable for your requirement, right? So I don't want to waste the time. So finally, this is the exit. So ultimately what you need, we need the scenario to keep in our resumes, or at least to get some real-time knowledge. I'm not, see, don't take me in a different way that, okay, so I'm totally talking to keep some fake experience or something like, no, at least with this example, you will get the real-time knowledge, right? So now this is the exit. And let me click on this and click on components. I have 2 function modules, right? The moment when you have finalized the exit, what is the first thing that you have to do always?
We have to check whether it is used or not.
Whether it is used or not, or something like that. So whether this particular exit is implemented or not. Used is not the appropriate word. So we have to check whether this particular exit is already implemented or not. We have to check it. That is what we have done yesterday. So now let me go to the table. What is the table that we have to go for?
Mod act.
Exactly. So this is what the total real-time stuff. And now let me copy this particular exit and let me paste it here, right? Go for execute. So someone has done it already. Someone has done it, right? So now let me copy it. So /n cmod, paste it, display. So someone has done it already, but ideally the project status is inactive, right? So the project status is inactive. They started working on it in 2021. Of course, the project is not active now. So even you can find it now. So display. It has been yes, this has been enhanced. Now I don't want to go with them. So now let me. And one more thing, guys. Is it active or not? Project status.
Inactive.
This particular project status is inactive. So now I can happily delete it. If at all you want to delete the project, make sure that is inactive. Assume the case it is active. The project is activated. Now you cannot delete it. If the project is active, you cannot definitely you cannot delete it. So it says like, okay, this project is still active or partially active, so you cannot delete it. So make sure it should be inactive, deactivate the project. Yes, activation of project has been undone, meaning it is deactivated. Now you can delete it happily. Okay, local logic, that's it. Now you can, if you go for refresh here, see the entry is gone. For this particular exit, no project is created. Now we can happily create it now.
Yes,
We can happily create it now. But my point is, I just want to see this particular topic we did not discuss yesterday. So I just wanted to see whether this particular exit is triggering or not for the requirement. Oh, is it? What is that you want to do, sir? Now, yeah. Now let me go back here. /n smod. So this is the exit. Of course, this I found. I have two function models here. Let me keep my breakpoint here. Even in the second function model also, let me keep my breakpoint. Yes, in all the components of this particular exit. In all the components of this particular exit, I have kept my breakpoint. Let's see. What is our requirement? So this is the requirement T code. Okay, now let me delete this date and let me execute it. Was it triggering? The breakpoint is triggered?
No, sir.
No. So please make a note of this, right? Please make a note of this. Now, now let me create the project for this exit /n cmod z inbound delivery underscore inco. Z inbound deliveries underscore inco. I'll tell you what exactly it is. Adding Incoterms of delivery at the something. I just wrote something. Yes, let me enhancement assignment. That's it. Save it. Go for components. I'm just trying to make the project is active. Now the project is active, meaning this particular exit. This particular exit is assigned to a project now. Now, of course, I have my breakpoints here in both the function models. Now this time we'll see. /o VL06IF. Right now. So what happened here? Now is the breakpoint triggered?
Yes, sir.
Meaning, of course, we have to write the function module. I mean, we have to write the logic in any one of these function models. Like we have two function models, 002 and 001. Though you keep the breakpoint, if the exit is not implemented in any of the projects, definitely the breakpoint will not trigger, meaning it won't trigger there. Now you get my point, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is what you have to always remember. So now you have found the exit, and now even you are so clear to write the logic and all. If you don't implement the exit by using a project creation, but by creating a project, definitely that piece of logic will not trigger. If at all you want to trigger it, make sure it's there. Now I have two function models there now. So I have these two function models. Which one I have to believe in? So I have two function models where I have to write the logic, either 001 or 002. I'm not so confident or so clear, sir. So can you please give me an example of how exactly? So now the moment when I execute the T code, so I got both. I got first this is triggered, meaning 002 is the function model which is triggered first. Right. So now, even if you open this particular function module, so I have no import parameters, no export parameters, no changing. I have 4 tables. I have totally 4 tables because in tables tab, we will have all these tables only, no? So control Y, let me copy all of them. Copy, paste here. Okay. Go for the symbol. Of course, all these tables are blank. 04, 04, 04, 04. Meaning I don't know. Let's see. Let me F8 now. Now the first function model is triggered. Now the first function model is triggered. Now let me go back here. First function model. Double click on this. So these are char ones. Definitely is not table, right? Export is blank and changing is blank tables. I have only one table. Let me copy this. All the things which are there in the second function module. Let me delete all of them. It has 112 entries. It has 112 entries and 127 fields. Let me double click on this. I think 40C 147 18 0048 47. I think this is the one which we are looking at. What do you say? I think this is the data that we are seeing at the output level.
Yes, sir.
Right? Meaning now we found out that okay, this particular function module, this particular table is being triggered or it's being sent to the output. Now you tell me in which function module we have to write the logic, either in 001 or 002.
001.
Exactly.
001,
Done.
sir.
Done. Now let me effect see same numbers. Now we have finalized that we have to write the logic in this particular function module 001. Make sure always the priority is active. Yes, good. Go back. Just double click on it. Double click on it. And now let me double click on this particular include. First time you were seeing it now. Okay, now let me delete both the breakpoints so that the next process will be easy for me. So 001. Double click on it. Now double click on this particular include. Double click on it. So I got a message. Program names ZX. Programs name ZX are reserved for includes of exit function groups. So these are exclusively for customer exits. So these are for first exit function groups. You don't need to worry. Just keep on double click on it. It is not triggering, right? It is not being opened, right? Click on enter in parallel. Click on enter in parallel. See, in parallel, if you do that, in parallel, just double click on it. In parallel, you click on enter. See, now this is how it will open, right? So this does not exist or it's not even created. This one, this talking about. You want to get, please create. Of course, we have to save it in our local object. Yeah, that's fine. Now we can happily write the logic activated. Only that double clicking on it and then in parallel clicking on enter only for the first time. Now, if you go back and if you double click on it and then if you double click on this include, it will happily open it for you. Only for the first time it will be here like that, right? Now, what exactly that we are trying to do? What is the requirement, sir? What exactly you are trying to convey us, right? So the requirement is, so all these are what? Inbound deliveries. All these are inbound deliveries. For this respect to inbound delivery, we have Incoterms. So we just need to open the table LIKP. Of course, where is it? Yeah, these two are the Incoterms. So client has asked us to populate these two fields also for the respective delivery number. So let's say this is my delivery number. Let me execute it. Right? Where is this Inco1 and Inco2? It's not there in this table. It should be no. Inco1 and Inco2. Yeah. In this example, for this particular, delivery number, these two are blank. Let me go back. Say for 47, yeah, we have these two fields, right? The requirement was to add Inco1 and Inco2 at the output level. Maybe for this, and of course, we need to add that field. So for this particular, with respect to this delivery, we should populate these two fields at the output level. You get the point, or any questions still?
Yes, sir.
Sir, clear.
Clear, right? So just let's focus on how to do it. I thought of giving it as an assignment for you guys, but yeah, no problem. Now you guys tell me, let's say I have a report. If at all I want to add two more fields at the report output level, what is the first point that comes to your mind? How exactly we should start? Let's say I have fetched the data from VBAK, VBAP, Mara, Martian. Like let's say I have fetched the data from 6 tables and finally I have prepared final table, IT final. That is my internal table, final internal table. Now client is expecting us to add 2 more fields at the output. How exactly you start your process? And of course, we saw this is the table which is being pushed to the data. Sorry, pushed to the display. Meaning this particular data is being displayed. Now you tell me, if at all I want to populate 1 more field at the output level, what exactly I have to do? Guys, it's so simple. First, we need to add that particular field at the final internal table. Right. So let me take an example here again. I don't want you people to get confused. So let's say this is my VBAK table, this is my VBAP table, this is my MARA table, and this is my final table. So let's say assume here, if you say I have VBLN, I have ERDAT. These 2 fields are from underscore VBAK. And if you go with this table, VBLN, SNAR, MATNAR. This is for IT underscore VBAP. For this, MATNAR, some fields, ERSDA, ER name, and this my internal table is IT underscore MARA. And this is my final table, IT underscore final. And here, of course, VBLN, PostNAR, ERDAT,
MATNR,
ERSDA,
ERNA.
So all these fields should be there in my final output table. Right. Now the client is expecting 1 more field at the output level. If that is the case, first you have to add that particular field over here. Is the point clear, guys? You have to add the field in the final internal table structure. Only then you can write the logic. Without having that field in the final structure type, how can you add that in the output? I hope you get the point now. Right?
Yes, sir.
So now if I open the programs, and of course we are at 001 function module, and this is the include where we have to write the logic. This is my internal table. Now guys, you tell me where exactly we have to add the field. LIPOV. This is the structure, right?
Yes, sir.
If you add the field here, it will be populated here, right? So now double click on this LIPOV. So it's both header and item information of this particular deliveries, right? So let's don't get confused. Inco fields are not here. So that is the reason they have asked us to add Inco term fields. So since this is standard structure, how can you add the field into standard structure? Standard structure or table. How can you add the field here?
Append statement.
Go back, just go here. Create it. Enter. Inco terms. Right. Inco 1. Type. I don't want you to get confused. So let me go back to the table, standard table, LIKP. From this table only we are going to fetch the data. So Inco 1 and Inco 2. I'm just adding these 2 fields at the output. I hope you get my point, right? Inco 1, Inco 2 types. That's it. Guys, any questions?
Clear, sir.
Right. Now let me activate the structure. So since it's a standard structure, it may take time. Just please, yeah. So we are not concerned about warnings. Just okay. So this is done. Just come down and just validate. These 2 fields are added up. These 2 fields are added up. Perfect. Now let's go back. So I am expecting a breakpoint here. Now, so I don't need this. Okay. Now let me run the transaction. Debugging, I just want to see those particular newly added fields. Now earlier, so this is the table now. So if you really remember, earlier we were having 127 fields. I don't know how many of you focused it.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Now,
sir. 127.
Now it is 129 because we have added 2 more extra fields, right? So this is what your final output. So let me double click on this one row 1. If you come down, definitely you will see these two. Right, you get the point, but I don't know how the data is automatically filled. But yeah, we will write the logic to fill it. Don't worry. You get the point. So this is how. So you can convey the same context in the interview, and of course, since you are going to practice it now again and again, so just go and work on it. Now, when it comes to coding, let me say F8. It must have some move corresponding or something like that. I'm just giving an example to you guys so that you can talk about this. Right. So now I have the internal table. Let me create work area underscore deliveries type LIPOV. What is this LIPOV?
Structure.
It's a structure, right? It's a structure. So with reference to this, so this is my internal table. Let me take this. So I have created a work area, right? So now loop at this one, WA underscore deliveries, right? So now we have to fetch the data. We have to fetch the data from like KP table and we have to fill it here. So how to do that, sir? So without any delay, I'll try to complete the logic. Select one. I'm not writing the new syntax. At least I want you to guys. I want you guys to have it for this old level of coding. Going forward, definitely we will try to work on the new coding syntax as well. Right. Select. Write the logic in this way. Select one equal to from KP for all entries in this one. If at all you want to go with for all entries, make sure is not initial. Control X, Control V. Right. So for all entries in enter. Okay, I need to just bear a minute. Types begin of st underscore del or likp end of st underscore likp. I'm just trying to create the structure type vbln type vbln underscore vl o1 type inco1 2 type inco2. Okay. WA underscore LIKP type ST underscore LIKP IT underscore LIKP type table of ST underscore LIKP. That's it. Perfect. Now, so I just have created a structure type and respect to internal table and work areas. So now into table IT underscore LIKP entries in where PBLN is equal to hyphen PBLN. If hyphen sub RC is equal to 0, just hold on. Let me activate the code. Let's see if we have any issue, right? So first what I have done was I just have created this because from this particular internal table, so from this LKP table, I need these two fields. Definitely we need the VBLN field because we need to compare it with this post tab and VBLN, right? So that is the reason. So it is always recommended to go with this. And so this is what the code, right? So since of course we are going to write for this, make sure this table is not initial and respect to select query. Size sub RC is equal to 0. Control X. Here, click on petty printer. Right. So Now, here, let me do one thing. Dot IT underscore LIKP by VBLN. Guys, you have this scenario and you are just witnessing the live code. So please pay little attention. Read table IT underscore LIKP into, of course, I can even write the field symbols and all, but at least for now, let's go with this. With the key VBLN is equal to, I'll explain the code also, don't worry, once it is done. VBLN and research, and of course we know WA underscore del, at least we would have gone like this. Assigning field symbol you can go like this, at least. Just a minute. Okay, let me go with FS. Paste hyphen info1 is equal to WA underscore LIKP hyphen info1. That's it, done. Now, since it is field symbols concept, you no need to write any modify statement here. Okay, now let me go for pretty printer and then say execute. Then we are done with the logic. So what exactly we have done, sir? So now we have our delivery numbers here and we have just taken those delivery numbers. The concept of for all entries, we just went back to LIKP table. We have fetched Inco1 and Inco2, and of course it is not needed, but still it is always recommended to have the field in the select query which you are going to write it in the where condition. It is kind of recommendation, at least for your experience. Just think like that, right? So we are fetching all these three fields and we are storing it in the internal table. Definitely, we need the structure and the work area with the help of the structure type, right? So once the data is fetched, it is always recommended to go with sort and all, right? So now what we are doing is this. So we have the data here. This particular internal table, of course, even you can go with data, work area concept, or we call it as field symbols. So since you go for field symbols, right, you no need to write modify statement externally. Explicitly, you don't need to write the logic of, write the modify statement, right? So once this is fetched here, so now we are just passing that respect to delivery number which we are having here. Let's say here I have 150 records. Assume the case. All those 150 records will be looped, and that particular delivery number we are passing to this table because, of course, we have fetched the data to this table based on this data only. We fetch the data to this internal table based on this one, and definitely this particular delivery number will be found in this table. And of course, binary search, it improves the performance. Of course, to write the binary search, make sure the field which you are going to write in the where condition with condition for read, the internal table should be sorted based on that. Here we are comparing with VBLN. Then make sure this particular table is sorted with this one. So that is the prerequisite for binary search, right? So once it is found, here we have the data now, because this is my table data, Inco1, Inco2. So those information I'm just trying to pass to this field symbol. This field symbol is respect to this. So to this table, I'm just filling those data. That's it. So straightforward logic. Of course, even you can go without this field symbol also, but you have to write an extra line modify statement. But this is just try to understand it. Okay. Whenever you write the logic, just it is always recommended to have some pseudocode. Pseudocode as in like what exactly you have done. Data based on home deliveries data. Input terms, just any basic information that you can use, right? Now I just want to debug this code so that we can understand what exactly we wrote. And guys, one more thing, if size of RC is equal to 0, that's fine. We are just passing the value. For sure, the size of RC remains always because this data is fetched based on this. So now I just want to write a new logic here. If is initial, meaning after this, we don't have the data in the LIKP table, because for some other example, we saw it in the table, right? It was blank. If it is initial, now I just want to fill it with some basic information, like some name, like what exactly we can do. Yeah, any information, of course. I just want to show you the output. That's it. Nothing apart from that, right? Along with this, because sometimes what happens, if the data is blank, of course, there is no point, right? So that is the reason. I'm just going with a very wild example, so don't take me in a different way. So now let me go and check the table. What is the type of terms? Char 3 and char 28. So then this doesn't fit. For Inco 1, the max length is char 3. And for the other one, of course, we can go with max 28. That's now some SAP ABAP or something like. At least I want to show you some output. So that is the reason I wrote these 2 lines. Otherwise, till this, it works fine. Let me execute this. So assume the case like you can tell this requirement in the interviews or something like that. OK, so client has asked me to display some other values from LIKP table, not the Inco terms. But you have the scenario to explain in the interviews, right? Right. So now let me go back. So this session is done. Inco terms is fine. Now let me, of course, the breakpoint is set. VL06IF. Perfect. Now let me execute this particular transaction code. I just want to show you the output. So how it is working. So now how many records that we have? We have 112 records, right? So we are not increasing the number of records. So in this particular field, the last field, we are trying to push the data, right? FI. So now what we are doing from this particular table, we have VBLN field where we have the delivery number. All these delivery numbers we are trying to push to LIKP table to fetch these 3 information. Now let me say FI. See 112 records that we have got, and we got the data also. We got the data like this, right? So let me say F5 sort, and now what I'm trying to say is this first record is. Now we are in the first record of this loop. The first record has come to my loop, right? So if you click on my field symbol, of course, my work area. So this is my first record, right? This particular first record, right? We already fetched the data from this one and we have passed it to this. Now it will be triggered. I mean, this line will be triggered only if Inco 1 value is blank. Otherwise, it won't trigger. Now, of course, the code is working as expected. Now let me say F8. See, but sir, where exactly the data is? Where is the data? So no problem. This is standard, layout which is set. No need to worry. Click on this particular, delivery. Click on display. Here you can find Inco terms. Earlier these 2 were not there. If you really observe, earlier these 2 are not there. Now these 2 are added now. I think this is the one. Oh, sorry. Choose only one. See why these values are populated? Can someone tell me?
Those fields are blank.
Exactly.
Blank.
Because for this respect to delivery number, if you go back to the table, the values are blank. So that's the reason. See, let me go back here. Let me say this. So that's the reason. So where is Inco and Inco? See, these 2 are blank. So that is the reason we got this. At least I just wanted to show you something, but in real time, it is not the case. Yeah, now you can happily talk on this particular requirement in the interviews. Not only this, you can just tell like, okay, So where is this LIKP table? Okay, so we have almost 2 or 3 fields here. So client has asked me to display this value, but before that, before you just use this particular field in the interview, or just before you convey this context, make sure this particular field is not available in the list. In the standard list, make sure this field is not available. Make sure this field is not available either in header section details or in item section details. This field is not available. Then happily you can go and add it in the output. You get my point, right? Yeah, client has asked me to add a loading date, or client has asked me to add route in the output, something like that. You get my point, right? Pass the data into LIKP table, fetch this, and then do whatever you want to. Any questions, guys?
No, sir. Clear.
No, sir.
It's clear, right? Yeah. So like this, the next continues like till next like 1 month or 2 months. It just keeps on going. So please pay attention on the real-time scenarios. But before you attend the interview, right, just write something like what exactly you have to write. So just type something like, so like this. Client has asked us to add few more display of standard T code. Just I want you to talk in this note. 06IF. And before you talk all these things, right, you should know what exactly this T code is. Right, you should know what exactly this T code is. This T code is exclusive for inbound delivery details. Inbound delivery details. Oh, inbound delivery. If you have inbound delivery, what is the T code for inbound delivery? Yeah, the T code is VL31N, 32N, 33N. But then what are those T codes like VL01N, 02N, 03N? What are those? Those are outbound deliveries. Okay, inbound deliveries are respective to customer. Right, this is what we have discussed first. Later, so first we tried to understand the requirement. Later we went back to the, how to find the exit and how to implement the exit and all these things. Yes, any questions?
No, sir.
Clear, right? So now let's wind up for today. And let's wind up for today and we'll talk in the next class. Thank you so much.